The Memphis Grizzlies trade away Ja Morant to the Portland Trailblazers for not much of anything and kind of a surprising deal in the NBA offseason. The Trailblazers received Ja Morant in exchange for Jeremy Grant and Chris Murray. No draft picks included in this deal. Now, listen, I want to start off by saying I know what Ja Morant has been the last couple of years. He hasn't really played. He has his off the court issues. Only 79 games played in the last 3 seasons. So that's obviously a pretty big concern. Played just 20 games last year. But with with what they gave up for Portland, I mean, I like this deal a lot. I mean, you're just taking a chance on a guy who's already proven how good he is, despite his issues off the court and health. Giving away Jeremy Grant and Chris Murray, I would have done that in a heartbeat. And honestly, if I was other GMs around the league, I would have been asking for Ja Morant too if I knew that this was going to be the asking price. Jeremy Grant, not a bad basketball player. A handful of years ago, maybe it makes his trade a little more interesting. He's 32 years old now, though. He did average 18.5 points per game last season off of a 45% shooting and 38.9% from three. But again, I mean, he's not really that big of a piece in this trade. It's kind of an easy guy to give up for Ja Morant, if you ask me. And Chris Murray hasn't really turned into much of anything either. At 25 years old, will be 26 entering this NBA season. He averages 5.8 points per game last year, 3.6 rebounds, 1.5 assists. He's a good player, but just I think this is an easy package for the Portland Trailblazers to make to get this trade done. Now, both of these teams are not exactly contending for a championship, but Portland's lineup honestly doesn't look too bad on paper right now. It's said that they're going to pair up Morant and Lillard on the same or together on the same court. Obviously, not having one come off the bench. Now, we don't know what's going to happen with Dame coming off his Achilles injury after sitting out all of last year. But you're looking at Ja Morant, Damian Lillard, Drew Holiday, Denny Avdia, and Donovan Clayton as a starting lineup. And if you ask me, that's a team that's going to make the playoffs and could make some noise in round one. Still not contending for anything. But just for the price that Ja Morant was at, I really like this trade for Portland. And I'm not even say what the projected starting lineup for Memphis right now. I mean, it's looking like maybe Cameron Boozer, Vince Williams, Jeremy Grant, Chris Murray, Isaiah Stewart. That team will not reach 30 wins. So that would be shocking if you ask me. I really like this deal for Portland. Ja Morant in the 20 games he played last year averaged 19.5 points per game, 3.3 rebounds, 8.1 assists, saw 41% shooting from the field. That number was down. His three-point percentage was down, even though he wasn't a very good three-point shooter to begin with. He went from 31.1 on his career to 23.5 this past year. Again, only played in 20 games. But I really like this move for Portland. There's really not much of a risk here. I really think that Memphis should have asked for some picks here. I think they could have got some. And it's just a fresh start for Ja Morant, which I think he needed. I give this an A for Portland. I really do. I just don't see why half the other teams couldn't make a package better than that, unless they did. And, Memphis took this one. For Memphis, I'm giving this a D plus. And honestly, that's not because I think Ja Morant is that good. Obviously, 20 games in this past year, 76 or whatever it was in the past 3 years is not very good. But just you probably could have got some picks here, or at least a somewhat of a better package. I'm not quite sure about this deal for Memphis, but that's all I got for this one. I'm going to have another podcast coming out probably tomorrow or the following day about the Kawhi Leonard trade. And when more big trades break, I'll break down those.